All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's episode on White Pearl Studios. I'm your host, Niikhhil Kumar. I'm also a music composer and actor. You know that as well already. In this episode, we will dive into inspiring stories and meaningful conversations. When I say meaningful conversations, our guest today is Dr. Soumya Rao P, an experienced therapist with a remarkable journey in the field of mental health and with expertise in inner child work actually, past life regression, counseling psychology, stress management. She has touched countless lives and guided many towards healing and growth. I will be having this conversation. We'll explore her life journey, her achievements, and the insights she has gained along the way. I know wisdom could help each one of us navigate our own challenges with more clarity and compassion. So, ladies and gentlemen, this podcast, you're going to sit back and then enjoy this conversation and also take a deep breath and let's step into this enlightening conversation with Dr. Soumya Rao. So, without any wasting any time, Dr. Soumya Rao, welcome to this podcast.
Thank you so much, Nikhil, for having me.
Yeah, pleasure is
Yeah.
all ours to have you in the studio today. Like I already mentioned when I gave this nice intro,
Yeah.
that we will start from life's journey because I think everything starts, let's say it starts from a seed.
Yes.
So now my very first question to you is that, uh, take us back to the beginning, the very first thing that drew your mind towards therapy, psychology. Give us all the story.
Sure. I think growing up was pretty easy and it had a reasonably good, happy childhood. It had its challenges, and I always had questions. I always remember way back growing up with a lot of questions in my mind. So I think it would be safe to say that by the time I finished my PUC, it was like a very good, it was a very clear choice that I was going to take up medicine.
Okay. It was
Because
a
I was
conscious
always.
choice. When you say clear choice, because this is the stage where I know a lot of Indian
Yeah.
families go
Yeah.
through literally,
Yeah.
I think hours and days of brainstorming. I see a
Yeah.
lot of these kids who are plus two.
Yeah.
I went through the same process saying, father says medical or mother says, I want
Yeah.
my son to be an engineer.
Yeah.
So was it a conscious choice by you or was it influenced by your family?
It was influenced by parents.
Okay.
But the decision was mine. I had a choice. I had the option of taking up either architecture, which I was very
Wow.
interested
Okay.
in,
Okay.
and then there was medicine. Simply because very similar to I think how you're told that it's a noble profession and it's such a lovely job to be in as a lady because you get to help people and transform lives, save lives. So I think we grew up with that fascination of wanting to be useful and
Wow, okay.
to do something interesting. So it was quite challenging, and
Right.
I had the grades to get into it. And interestingly, I want to just also add here that this will be interesting because of the kind of conversation that we're having. There was an astrologer who also came home
Okay.
with my father just to have a cup of coffee.
Okay.
He just looked at me. I was just giving my 12th standard exams, and
Okay.
he said, "Hey, you know what? Forget about architecture and engineering.
Okay.
You're getting into medical college."
Wow, he said that?
He said, "You're getting into medical college, very specifically the college that I actually went to."
Really?
And he said, "This is what Ganesha is saying to me."
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I remember laughing because I was giving my preparatory, and my father also was like, "Oh, she's not getting into medical. She's not studying so hard. You need good grades." So I remember laughing it off and say, at that
Wow.
point, I'm like, I'm still leaning towards architecture. But then it so happened that I ended up with the results where I had a good choice. And
Right.
and by then my mom caught on to this whole thing, and she's
Right.
like, "See, it's an excellent job for a lady,
Right.
and we don't have doctors in our family,
Right.
and maybe you should consider it."
This is such a
that's the
coincidence. I'll tell you why.
influence.
Because that one statement that you said, an
Yeah.
astrologer walked into your place
Yes,
and even
he
specifically
actually said
said,
it.
it very similar has happened with me in my life because
Yeah.
a lot of people who are watching this podcast would not know until now. I used to meet a lot of these tarot readers and astrologers when
Okay.
I was probably in my struggling days when I didn't know what radio was, what this thing was and stuff. You believe it or not, a lot of people even said very strongly, they said, you know what, you're wasting your life by becoming an RJ, trying to becoming a radio jockey. You should just give up and go back into your engineering. Don't do it. You will not succeed in this. You're not destined to be that.
Okay.
But trust me,
Uh-huh.
I was so relentless, even though
Right.
I was rejected by All India Radio for literally a year. And it was at the same time that these astrologers and tarot readers said that, you know what, forget it, Nikhil. It's never going to work out. You're not meant for the microphone. And I said, oh, Really?
Wow.
And I said, yeah. I mean, like you
Wow.
said, they pinpointed and said, RJ, not at all. It's not written in your fate. I said,
Right.
wow. And
Okay.
then 25 years
And
now.
see where you are.
Yeah. That's all I wanted to highlight.
But
Go ahead. Yeah.
here, on the contrary, I was told,
Yeah.
you are joining this particular medical college
Wow.
and you will be a doctor. Forget about engineering.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay.
Okay.
But you know what? I'm not.
Did that
I'm
influence
not-
you? Quick question.
I wouldn't say he influenced me at that
I
point
mean,
in time.
at least the answer. Did
But
it influence?
eventually, I saw myself going into the path of choosing medicine because, I think my mother's words mattered more.
More okay.
You know what? If you're meant to be something and if
Yeah.
it is part of the blueprint, like I was, I've always believed in my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
So it just kind of took me into that path.
Okay.
And I just ended up in the college studying
Wow.
medicine,
Wow.
which was
okay.
just 3 kilometers away from my house.
Wow.
And I scored and I was able to
Okay.
get into a medical college.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how the journey started.
Okay.
So there, you could say that there was a choice.
Okay.
I could have always ended up being an
Mhm.
engineer, but there was also this fate and destiny,
Right.
which already had I had already chosen.
Were you ready to get into engineering? My first question was like,
I wanted architecture. So
Architecture,
that's something
okay.
that was a
Okay.
fascination.
you still have the fascination with you?
No.
Oh, no.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Very
Okay.
clear about. I'm very happy with where
Mhm.
I am and
Mhm.
what I chose.
Mhm.
That's how the journey began.
Okay.
But somewhere along the whole course of the medical training,
Mhm.
I saw myself being disillusioned with
Okay.
the fact that we treat patients as a piecemeal.
Okay.
And nowhere in this whole course I saw someone looking at the person holistically.
Mm-hmm.
It was more about, oh, you have an organ failure, you have a heart attack, you have a liver issue, we'll deal with that. And
Okay.
oh, you need a tumor removed, okay, we'll deal with that. After that, there was like, okay, you're done and dusted. It's mechanical.
right.
Patients would be discharged.
Right.
And what fascinated me was always like, who is this person? Why he or she manifested this? I think you will not be able to do your work as a physician or a surgeon if you emotionally get involved. I mean, not that psychiatrists are psychologically, emotionally
Yeah.
involved or attached to their clients.
Right.
That's a big no.
Right.
What I'm trying to say is what I'm trying to get at is there was no sync of the mind and the
Acha.
body. So there was
Okay.
no reasoning or understanding why this person has this problem. Why is this person suffering with this XYZ?
Right.
So I felt, for the longest time, I
Mhm.
felt that it's important for us to understand the person,
Mhm.
get to the root of why the person has this in the first place.
Mhm. Mhm.
Could something have been done to not manifest it in the form of a disease? That was the seed.
Okay.
Interestingly, books started pouring into my life.
Okay.
So books started to shape me. I had
Okay.
a neighbor who used to get books from British Library.
Okay.
He was an amateur homeopath.
Okay.
He was like, Soumya, you have to read this book.
Okay.
You are a doctor. You're training to be a doctor. You need to read this book.
Wow. Okay.
So he was pouring books on alternative medicine, healing, consciousness, homeopathy,
Okay.
and Ayurveda, XYZ. So whatever books he could pick from the British Library.
This was while you were doing your medical.
This is when I was a medical student. He was
Student.
my neighbor. He was very
Wonderful.
keen that I opened my eyes wide,
One more
to the
person who
rest of
came
the
into
world.
the puzzle.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And interestingly, my friend gifted me a book
Mhm.
called The Road Less Traveled.
Oh. Okay.
This I really have to mention because this book opened the path for me being interested in psychology and spirituality.
Okay.
So that book, written by Dr. Scott Peck, who is a psychiatrist,
Okay.
he beautifully introduced concepts of psychology and human nature.
Okay.
And he also brought in the dimension of spirituality in that book.
So basically, psychology and spirituality somewhere converge
They
or go
do,
along,
they
right?
do,
Okay.
they do.
I
All
was-
along, yeah.
Okay. So
yeah.
I'm not as dumb as I thought I am. Okay.
No, it's human nature and understanding
Right.
the spirit. So that dimension which was missing
Mhm,
also came in. So it's
Okay.
body and the mind, which
Mind.
I was trying to figure out how do I bring them together.
Mhm.
So psychology, psychiatry at the end of my medical training was like a logical
Okay.
path to take.
Okay.
Then this whole dimension of spirituality coming in through
Okay.
the books that I started to read at the
Okay.
time.
So
It
for me,
kind of shaped me.
acha.
By the end of MBBS, I was very clear that I want to take up psychiatry.
Okay, so for let's understand this. So while you just started doing your MBBS, which is
Yeah.
conventional medicine,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You were introduced to a whole set of books
yes.
on
Healing
psychology,
and
healing
psychology.
and spirituality and
Alternative
alternative medicine. by the time you could finish your MBBS,
Yeah.
let's say 4, 5, 6 years.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that literally transformed into who you've become today.
Yes.
Wow.
It is.
Okay, it
Yes.
should have been, take us through that 4, 5 or 6 years,
Mm-hmm.
because I know it would have been, I cannot say traumatic, but I can say most, because I've heard a lot of people say, oh, transformation is very traumatic. For a lot of people, it's very traumatic
Okay.
because they say, oh, I intended to be this,
Mm-hmm.
but then life transformed me into something. Because, see, it's better or for the worse that only, that person would know.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But then this is for the better here.
Yes.
Because you are very happy in the place that you are today.
Uh-huh.
Right? So take us through that journey, that 6 years
Uh-huh.
and where everything was coming together.
Okay, so I'm trying to understand from your question whether it was traumatic or whether it was difficult for me.
Yes.
Is
and
it?
what was the phase? And how did you overcome that and then,
I
or go through the journey?
I actually enjoyed the
Okay.
training, the
Okay.
medical training. So there was never really a phase where I felt this is traumatizing. This is not something that I want to do. It never happened.
Okay.
It was always more like this is limiting,
Okay.
or rather this has limitations.
Okay.
It has its inherent flaws.
Okay.
Like I said, I have always been someone who questioned a lot. So
Okay.
my questions weren't being answered. So I'm like,
Right.
okay, I have done this training. This answers some of the questions. I understand the body. Now I bring in psychiatry. The
Okay.
dimension is added. So I went into NIMANS. I worked there for a year, went to UK, did my training.
Okay.
So it was kind of bringing in the whole element of understanding the mind. And then I kept adding on books. And then
Okay.
there was further seeds that were,
Okay.
you know,
So
being
books
sown.
are one
Books
significant
and
factor.
people who came into my
People.
life.
Okay.
At some point, there was
Okay.
a Reiki master who said, you know what?
Oh.
You're going to the UK, you're doing psychiatry.
Okay.
Maybe you should read Many Lives, Many Masters by Dr.
Oh.
Brian Weiss. And he's a
Okay.
psychiatrist.
Coincidence, I got 2 Reiki symbols on my hand.
There
Yep,
you go.
yep.
There you
Uh,
go.
okay. So,
Yeah.
all right.
So he said you have to get into this dimension of past lives
Mm-hmm.
and you need to explore that.
Mhm.
And that's where the most significant synchronicity happened.
Let me ask this question. In that period of time,
Yeah.
was there a defining moment saying that this is it? This is what I'm going to do?
No,
Because-
there are a series of
Series? Wow,
of steps.
okay.
Nikhil.
Because a lot of people-
there wasn't one
Wow.
breakthrough moment or a defining
Okay,
moment.
okay.
It was like I said, the questions and me looking for the answers. And
Okay.
every step of the way, I had questions and I
Okay.
kept looking for the answers.
Why I'm saying this, because let me take my own example. Because when I was in college, I used to go on the microphone. People hardly used to give me a microphone because there's
Okay.
hardly shows and stuff.
Okay.
In college shows, there were anchors who were hosting the shows, and I was so keen to go up on stage and stuff, only because for the fact that, you know what, people were screaming at the anchors, whoa, whoa, and they started screaming. I was like, wow, man, that's fascinating.
Right.
And I used to go up on stage and I said, sir, can I just make one small announcement?
Yeah.
And those guys used to give me a chance to make announcements saying that car number so-and-so is parked in the wrong place, move it. That's all was it. So I grabbed the microphone and I said, check, hello. So car number so-and-so, please move it. And I could see a lot of people putting
Fascinated by your
by
voice.
my voice, and they said, wow, who's this guy? Who's this
Yeah.
guy? Where is he on stage?
Right.
And I happened to see a bunch of girls who were looking at me and I said, oh, this is what
Yeah,
it does.
that's
And
the incentive.
That's the incentive. So I thought, okay, let me do it again. And after a break, I used to go back on stage and I used to look at that particular audience, which actually gave me all the cheer, right?
Yeah.
So I used to look at it and I was like,
Yeah.
hey guys, what's up? And then people used to walk and said, hey, you got a great voice. You got a great
Yeah.
voice. So that was a defining moment for me.
Okay.
And then it was no
Okay.
turning back after that. So
Awesome.
I just wanted to plug it in.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's on my promotion, guys. Okay.
I'm glad you followed your voice.
Yes. Thank you.
The
All right.
inner voice and the outer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, do you want to tell
Yeah.
me a couple of defining moments for you in your life?
Like I said, the Reiki master was the next
That's one.
defining
Okay. Mhm.
moment or a very significant synchronicity.
Mhm.
So, see, the neighbor was a synchronicity.
Right.
The book which my friend gifted, the Road Less Travel, that was another
Right.
synchronicity.
Right.
So my life has been a series of synchronicities.
Wow.
I
Okay.
think, meeting that Reiki master, reading Many Lives, Many Masters, it seeded this whole concept of past life. So by the time I did my MRC psych, and I was a young, trained psychiatrist who just got out of NHS, and I came back, I got married, and I was like, okay, I think I'm done with the allopathy. In a way that, okay, this is something that's going to be a foundation.
Okay.
It's going to be a good framework. It is useful. It is important. But I'm aware of the limitations. I need more. I need to add more.
Right.
I'm not someone who discarded and rubbished it. It's
Right.
not fair because it has a very significant place in our life. The Western medicine.
Right.
But then I needed to add the Eastern.
Got it.
I had that, I felt that piece is missing in the puzzle. So that's the journey that I started when I was here in Bangalore,
Okay.
got married 2007. And then I joined Life Research Academy for their various trainings and workshops. So trained myself in past life therapy, inner child work, and then it kept opening more doors.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Now my question is, how did your early experiences, all these experiences, right, right from your education in UK,
Yeah.
everything shaped the way the practice that you do today?
Yes.
Has it significantly altered, or has it significantly helped you in shaping your practice today? How did that come by for you?
It didn't alter. It definitely shaped what I do and what I have been doing for the last 18 years. See, I always had questions about my childhood.
Okay.
The kind of
Got it.
childhood that I had. Though I was a very happy, vivacious, outgoing child, I was always, there were some things that kind of, I needed answers for. So that kind of led me to doing the inner child work training. I'm like,
Wow.
I need to understand my childhood. Why did this happen? And what is it that I need to learn to overcome some of my blocks and barriers?
Oh, okay.
When it came to my marriage and when I got married, and the way we kind of got married was like, it was like so breezy and it was so quick. And then it didn't usually take the conventional route of getting to know each other, being in courtship and stuff like that. It was like, hey, you know what, you want to get married? Hey, yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
And then this whole question of how did we come together? So what is our past life bond? Why do people come together, and what unfolds after the marriage?
Okay.
And what unfolded, in my case, I was like, okay, I need answers here. What is it that I'm going through here? So it kind of helped me, again, put the pieces in the puzzle,
Okay.
understand why, as our spouses, we are together, and also understand some of my own trauma
Right.
as a kid.
Right.
And why I act out, why I react in a certain way,
Okay.
why I'm perceiving a situation in a certain way. And those answers came from inner child work.
Okay, I have a question here.
Yeah.
I have heard a lot of people tell me one single statement for their life. They say, in anybody's life,
Yeah.
be it whatever situation they are in right now, successful, not successful, whatever it is, they say childhood is
Yes.
the most
Yes.
important factor or
Yeah.
phase of anybody's life. You
Yes.
agree, disagree?
Absolutely. 100%.
Okay.
And which is why I'm today a very passionate inner child work
So what we
facilitator.
become eventually is
Yeah.
a reflection of our childhood in some way or the other?
Hugely.
Usually,
Not
okay.
entirely.
Not
Like
entirely,
I
okay.
said, we also have the imprints of our past. We have our innate nature, which is again our past. So
Right.
the child has an innate nature, and then there is nurture. So the innate nature is primarily designed and it's influenced by our past.
Okay.
But then you have nurture, you have the environment, your parents, your significant adults. That's pretty much the childhood
Right.
experiences, which unfolds these patterns, which are unconscious.
Wow. Okay.
So, yeah. So you can take either route, but primarily, I think working through childhoods and understanding your patterns
Okay.
is the key to healing
Oh.
and transformation.
Okay.
It's a huge part of it.
It's a huge
yes.
part of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that every therapist has a hardcore story behind their calling. What was yours?
Like I said, many synchronicities. There was.
If you could say, I know this is not going to be justified, but give me top 3. Like, it would be the most significant ones. Let's say the book, for example, right?
Yes,
you
you
didn't
could
expect your neighbor to,
give those books. So there are a series of books.
Right.
That was one.
Mm.
And the training itself, when I just jumped right in. See, out of curiosity, I jumped into the training.
Okay.
Now, what unfolded in the training? Now, that shocked me in a good way.
Okay.
So when I did the training with my teachers, the experiences that people had, and the fact that people could actually manifest somatic imprints from their past
Okay.
because of what they have experienced, it just came up. That also influenced me, and I said, this is something that I need to do.
Wow.
And wanting to heal from my own childhood,
Right.
challenges and trauma
Right.
was very important for me. It was number one priority.
Okay.
So I'm not so sure I can say it's a calling. It was that quest. It's that,
Got it.
it's that search. And I'm like, I'm not resting till I know why the hell this is happening, or
Okay.
why I am the way
Okay.
I am,
Okay.
and why I'm reacting the way I do.
Okay.
So it was more of that. It's a journey.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You'll face a
Yeah.
lot of clients who will probably come to you today and say
Yeah.
that, you know what, I wanted to be a pilot.
Yeah.
I still aspire to be a pilot,
Yeah.
but look, I'm doing this
Uh-huh.
software job.
Uh-huh.
Come on, I feel people find
Uh-huh.
it very hard to get over their innate
I
desire
know
to be
what you mean.
something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, because
Yeah.
I've
No,
felt
you're right.
I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of people who come here who are, say, for example, singers who come to record. They say, you know, can I do the recording post 7 o'clock?
Yeah.
I said, why? Because I'm in a software job. I have to do coding during the day and then I want to come sing. But then
Yeah.
I asked them, they sing beautifully. And I said,
Yeah.
do you sing? They said, no, I just ended up being just a bathroom singer at the end of the day, but I'm still doing coding during the day.
Right.
But then comes that pertinent line, you know, and says, how I wish, sir, I was a singer. All I have to say is that you're still a singer.
Yeah.
That's when you're standing in my booth and recording
Yeah.
a nice song. You know,
Yeah.
this I've come across, right? So, anyways, now that happened with you.
Yeah.
Now, if you could take us through some of the challenges, because I know a lot of people who want to get into therapy, who wanted to get into what you're doing at the moment,
Yeah.
are watching this. So, what are the major challenges do you think? If you could take examples of your own journey and say major challenges during this journey of becoming a therapist, or
Okay.
whatever you've reached.
I think probably the only challenge, I mean, I wouldn't even say it as a challenge. I'll tell you why. Because I
Sure.
think it will also answer your previous question.
Yeah.
I always followed the resonance. If something resonated with me, I would follow it.
Okay.
I'm a very impulsive person. I think people who know me know that I'm impulsive. I've always followed the inner voice and
Wow.
I just jumped without understanding and logically looking at the pros and cons of anything.
Wow.
Be it taking up medicine. You know how it was. The astrologer came and said this. I rubbished him. I'm like, no, it's okay, forget it. I think I'll take up engineering. But suddenly one fine day I woke up and I said, hey, you know what? This medicine thing makes sense. I think I have a good rank. I'll just walk in and I'll just take this up. Went through the training, enjoyed it, and then all of these things were coming up, right? The whole influence of psychology, spirituality, alternative medicine was happening. So I was completely rooted.
Oh.
And
okay.
questions, answers. The whole that has been the highlight of my life. So to answer your question whether there was a challenge, if at all, it was somewhere trying to convince and explain to the world as to why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because I took an alternate,
Right.
a detour or a road less traveled, right? So for parents to kind of accept the fact that I wasn't in a hospital or a clinic,
Right.
running around with my juniors and being a consultant psychiatrist,
Right.
and to tell them that, hey, you know what, this is not what I want to do. My path is different. Maybe that would have been a challenge, but they didn't bother me after a point.
Okay.
I have been actually, on the contrary, very, very lucky that I married into a family, and my husband has been my knight in shining armor in that sense,
Okay.
because he always said, you know what, you follow your heart.
Wow.
Do what makes you happy. He never questioned my unconventional methods. He never
Sub question:
questioned.
is your husband a doctor as well?
No, he isn't. He's
Thankfully
an IT
not, because
professional.
you know where I'm coming
If
from.
he had been a doctor, it would have been challenging
Oh,
for him to
I'll tell
relate
you
to
why.
what I do.
I'll tell you why. Because
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
Because if you look at India, the first thing when you're a doctor,
You marry a doctor.
marry a doctor. Yes. Okay. So that's a
Yeah.
myth.
Yes, it's a myth. It's a myth. And then,
Okay.
like I said, you know, he was part of my blueprint. I chose him, didn't I? I chose him up
okay.
there. So
okay.
I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to do this.
Okay.
You're going to be okay with it. And this
Okay.
is what I need to do. And
Okay.
he's like, sure, please do what makes you happy.
Wow.
He never questioned my journey. He never kind of said, hey, why don't you just be a part of the hospital? You're wasting your time and talent or whatever. So that never happened. So I was given that, you know, space and time where I could just do my trainings, my workshops. And then
Wow.
I kept, it's the self-driven, self-motivated,
Wow. Can I say lucky you?
yes.
All right.
Oh,
Okay.
but there's a lot of effort,
Of course.
not just luck.
I'm not going to take away the effort.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
all right. So
Yeah.
you worked extensively in areas where, like, you know, childhood trauma, you know, stress management, and then even past life regression, right? So now, which of these fields you feel it's closest to your heart? Because there is some sort of favoritism that happens in a way.
Yes.
So which one is
Yes.
that?
Now, all three obviously work towards helping. All of them. I mean, all these
Right.
three modalities help in, you know, helping work towards helping the individual. But the closest to my heart would still be inner child work healing, simply because, you know, not that past life work is not profound. It is profound, but it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. It's not something that I would offer very easily to everybody who walks in.
Okay.
Whereas inner child work essentially means you help them to relate to themselves. You are helping them to discover themselves.
Okay.
You are helping them to connect to who they are. So there's a lot of self-inquiry. And it's something that you can go back in time because you can access that memory.
Okay.
It's relatable, right? You can
Right,
talk about
yeah,
your parents,
yeah,
your
yeah.
siblings, and your growth, and
Right.
how you were as a kid,
Right.
etc., etc.
Right.
Whereas past life is mystical.
Got it.
And not everybody is ready for the mystical.
Right.
Not everybody believes in it.
Yeah.
And so they always have this question, is reincarnation true? Are there
Yeah,
really past
yeah,
lives?
Yeah.
So,
Got it.
yeah.
Now,
And stress is something that you deal with when you kind of use these modalities. Stress is something that you can learn to manage.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like a separate thing.
Yeah.
You
it's-
work with them on a deeper level. Stress is taken care of.
Wow. Awesome. Could you now share a breakthrough story? Of course, I know, keeping, client privacy intact, that you have reaffirmed your belief in this work, in this line of work. Maybe a short story or any experience that you had with a client.
I could maybe just generically
Yeah,
answer that
yeah,
question,
yeah.
where I see a lot of people with, very painful trauma in their childhood. And some of them carry, those memories somatically and they act out. And there are certain diseases or there are certain painful experiences that they have as adults. And when you take them back in time and when you take them to those very early memories, which
Right.
was the root cause of that trauma or whatever they are enacting as an unconscious pattern, and when they are able to have a release and when they are able to look at it from an adult point of view, they are able to restructure, re-script that memory in a way that gives them peace.
Wow.
And they're able to reframe their perception or a belief that they carried from that memory. They are able to change that
Okay.
and make peace with it.
Okay.
And they somatically,
Right.
from the body point of view, they release the pain
Wow.
that they went through.
So making peace is one integral part of
Peace,
this entire journey.
acceptance, changing the belief
Acha.
that they carried from that point onwards, which shaped their adult
Okay. Yeah,
life.
right.
When that changes,
Right.
they come back being a very different person.
Individual. Okay.
And, making those steps towards growing with, better self-worth
Wow.
and beginning to love themselves,
Got it.
making peace with certain difficult relationships.
Right.
And they realize that, oh, you know what, it's my perception that I had to change.
Wow.
Now,
Awesome.
that's a breakthrough. So every client,
Goes
and when
through
they
this.
move that,
Yeah.
when they are moving,
Mhm.
it's a breakthrough for them.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's probably what I've seen over the years.
Got it.
Yeah.
Today on this show, ladies and gentlemen, we are trying to, demystify a lot of myths. There's one more
Yeah.
myth that I've
Okay.
heard from a lot of people.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
They say therapy is only just talking. Okay.
Yeah.
From your experience, how
Yeah.
does it go beyond just this talking? Because I've heard a lot of people say therapy, yeah, just go sit and talk. It's all done. It's taken care of. Is
Yeah.
it as simple as that?
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. If
Thankfully.
you really have to heal, I think it's very important. This is where the whole mind, body, spirit comes into play. If you're talking, you're just talking from the intellect.
Right.
And it's very important to feel what you're feeling. And then there is a lot that you
You're
hold.
saying emotions when you say feel?
Emotions, yes. And these are conscious emotions I'm talking about.
Okay.
And sometimes just being heard. And when you connect to your emotions, because your therapist is asking you those questions, you connect to parts of you which you didn't know existed. That's important. And what I do is I use a combination of hypnotherapy and a lot of body techniques,
Okay.
which helps them unearth and release some of the unconscious memories in the body.
Okay.
So you
When you
connect
say
to
unconscious, you're saying subconscious?
subconscious,
Both the same, right?
unconscious,
Okay, okay.
subconscious, something that's deep, that's
Right.
something that they're not aware of until you point it in the direction. And through these techniques, you actually experience that somatically.
So you're trying to say that all of us
Yeah.
have certain subconscious memories or subconscious, say,
in fact, a lot.
data,
I mean, all
content,
of us are actually
which we haven't
enacting.
tapped into and which haven't.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we are actually acting from our subconscious. Even if we think that it's conscious, a huge part of it is buried under the surface. It's
Still yet to be explored and
it's
understood.
the unseen part of the iceberg.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So talking is only like the tip of the iceberg, and then you need to get into the depth.
All right.
And the
So-
true healing happens when all three of them come together.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the myth that we've
Yeah,
broken.
yeah.
Therapy is not just talking.
It's body
Right?
work.
It's body work.
It's body
as well.
work as
Okay.
well. Yes.
All right.
yes, Yeah.
Now, looking back,
Yeah.
what achievement in your career so far that has given you that feel of that most fulfilled feeling? Because all of us strive, at least me, I strive for contentment.
Okay.
Until as I feel fulfilled, I feel I would not, rest rather.
Right.
So, what
Right.
part of your
I think at one point where I was able to go up on stage and conduct a couple of workshops and a couple of conferences along the way, that gave me a sense of success and achievement. And I also authored a chapter on inner child healing in an internationally published book,
wow, okay,
where it had other authors who were also doctors who were
right,
into regression work
right,
or
right,
inner child work and past life work.
right,
So we all co-authored the book,
okay,
and that kind of really put me on the map. And then also, it was an acknowledgement that this work is needed,
okay.
and this is something that we have to offer to the world. So
So
that kind of gave me a sense of wow.
that book
you
is
know.
published,
It is published, yes.
so it's available for
It's
people to.
available on Amazon as
Okay,
well. It's
okay.
called Inner Healing Journey
Mm-hmm,
by Dr. Peter Mack.
mm-hmm,
And he's a surgeon and he's based out of Singapore, and he's a past life therapist as well.
Wow. Okay. So
Yeah.
with what I know, you have authored a book as well.
I have authored I have just
A segment in the
contributed
book?
to a chapter in that book.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So-
I hope to write a book someday. So let's see.
That's happening. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You're talking about inner child
Yes.
work,
Yes.
which is on top of your list.
Yeah.
Now, childhood trauma,
Yes.
which I think in certain levels, certain intensities, all of us have gone through in some ways or the other
Yeah.
at some point in time. Or the
Some
other.
degree or the other.
That kind of silently shapes somebody's past, because that's the thing that I asked you in the beginning, saying that everybody has a childhood and they've gone through certain traumas, challenges, and etc. Right? What are some common signs that people tend to ignore, or people tend to kind of overlook? Maybe not ignore.
You mean about your
Signs, yeah,
childhood?
about childhood trauma. Yeah.
Okay.
Any signs that you think, if you watch a child who's a 12-year-old, and then you would telltale signs, this child is going through a certain childhood trauma.
okay,
That way,
okay.
so that people who are
Yeah.
watching this podcast
Yeah.
would get probably an insight into this could be a possibility.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you kind of see this pattern of, let me talk about the adults, because I deal with the adults who have had some sort of trauma or the other. All of us, like you said,
Yeah,
in some degree
yeah.
or the other.
Yeah.
We kind of operate from either being frozen
Mhm.
in situations which stress you,
Mhm.
and there are situations where you take a flight, you
Right.
escape,
Yeah.
and that's very common.
Yeah.
Or you find someone absolutely defensive, offensive, defensive, and aggressive. So, which is like in the fight mode.
Right.
You just make a statement, they take it personally, and they fight back.
So that's
So
part
that's
of
that's the
Oh,
fight
okay.
response. So
Fight
I'm kind of
response.
giving you how adults,
Yeah, sure,
in a very
sure.
unconscious way, either they are taking a flight, which means they're escaping,
Escaping. Okay. Mhm.
or they are fighting, where they are offensive, defensive, and they're constantly feeling the need that I have to stand up for myself.
Right.
And or some people are just frozen; they don't feel.
Right.
They kind of dissociate. Now, this is the adult pattern that you see in most people. And that is in itself a sign that there's something that happened way back that either froze me or I had to fight, or I had to kind of learn to fight
Okay.
to survive,
Okay.
or I had to learn to escape in order to survive emotionally.
So they
Emotionally.
are tapping to their subconscious memories, basically, right?
They don't know
or
that they're doing
they
it.
don't. Oh.
It's so automatic. It's so much part of their personality by the time they're 20.
So it's a
in
very
their
passive
20s.
process that happens with all of us adults.
It has
where we
happened to all of us. It is
Acha.
subconscious, and it's so automatic. We have learned to survive emotionally and physically in some very extreme cases.
Okay.
We either freeze or we take a fight. I mean, we either take a flight or we are fighting. So that's something that people can relate to.
Right. So
Yeah,
okay. All right.
yeah.
So I want you to highlight on one particular aspect of compassion.
Okay.
Because I think the world literally lacks compassion today, the way I feel personally. Because, so what role does self-compassion play in healing as such? And then, how can people, can common people like us, who are not doctors, let's say, all right, start practicing it at whatever level?
Absolutely. In fact, you have hit the nail on the head. Self-compassion, which is self-acceptance and forgiveness, is the salt of healing. It's
Oh.
like salt in food.
Okay, you just put
It's
salt
the essential ingredient.
salt into my dish. I'll tell you why right away, because I am so brutal. You should watch me. See, I'm a music composer, right? I'm in the studio. I'm so brutal about myself. Sometimes you would see me sit for hours together in the very same chair, the other side, and then go ahead in one stretch, and then in the end,
Yeah.
you see me take the same file and drop it into the bin.
Oh,
And I'm like
hypercritical.
hypercritical.
Yeah.
Okay, Emily, let's finish the talk on compassion first.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
go ahead. And
So, no, that's actually a very good example because this is how most people are trained, or rather, they grow up socially, culturally, because you're constantly comparing and you're constantly
you really
wanting to
think
be
that
the
I
best.
should stop doing that?
Yes
Okay.
and no. There has to be a
Okay.
balance. I mean, good criticism of your own work and looking at the flaws and correcting it is excellent because that's how you aspire to become better.
Okay.
And hypercriticism, where you're just so unhappy with what you just did, with the resources and the creativity that flowed through you right now, you don't have to rubbish it.
Oh, okay.
You can park it aside and
Okay.
say, okay, this is what I did now.
Okay.
Maybe after 2 days, I'll do better.
Okay. My
But I'm
team
just
is going to
gonna-
be very happy listening to this. Please don't play this for them. I'm just joking. Go ahead.
So yeah, you just
Yeah.
have to come back and work on it. And I think the healing actually starts from being happy with who you are and accepting what you can do and what you did with the resources and the knowledge that you had at this point in time.
Wow.
You can always aspire for better.
Okay. All right. Got it.
Yeah.
Now, if you could just give one piece of advice, right, to someone who's struggling with, let's say, emotional pain, right? Because I
Yeah.
think that is something that is very dormant in all of us
Yeah.
at some point in time or not. Because I think we go through, can I say, bursts of small packets of emotional pain on a daily basis,
Yes.
for some reasons or the other.
Yeah.
So, what is that one advice that you would want to give them, being a therapist? And
Yeah. So pain is inevitable. Okay.
okay,
You will obviously experience a wide range of difficult emotions.
okay,
Like you said, anger,
Right.
frustration, jealousy,
Right,
upset. You
right.
are, self-critical.
right,
What one can do to move on
Mm-hmm.
is you need to kind of choose not to suffer from it incessantly. And what you can do to do that, to stop doing that, is just pause,
okay,
bring in compassion,
okay,
and say, you know what, I screwed this up. I'm pissed
Okay.
off.
okay,
But you know what? It's okay. I'm allowed to
okay,
make these mistakes. Let me just take a deep breath.
okay.
Let me go back again and work at it. You need to kind of be kind and compassionate
Do you,
in
tell me
order
some-
to overcome that emotional pain becoming into a chronic suffering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say emotional pain for an example, say like, is it the end result, any sort of an emotional pain, is the end result of a failed logical approach or a failed logical attempt?
It's probably one of it.
One of it?
One such thing
But-
which can cause emotional pain. It depends on who it is, right? So I know where this, you probably have to give me an example because I know this is your question.
Is my question.
It is your question.
Is my question
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm still
because
looking.
pain is very broad.
Yeah, because I'm
People
still
have
looking
it-
at the I'm still looking at the same example where I am
Yeah.
struggling in the studio for hours together. People have no clue what happens behind closed doors.
Yeah.
So we're struggling for hours together and then reach a certain point.
Yeah.
And then I say I play to my team, right? I play to my team and then you get mixed reactions, right? Of course you're bound to get mixed reactions and nothing is perfect, nobody's perfect.
Yes.
But having said that, at the end of the day, it does take a certain amount of emotional pain for me to even hit recycle bin. Send that file, which I've spent hours together, to the recycle bin. That also, I feel that little burst, the cute little burst. I call it cute because I've kind of adapted to it. And I know that it goes through every day.
Okay.
A cute little burst of emotional pain. I'm trying to deal with it because, I put a lot of effort and I had to bin it.
Okay.
It's not because of the feedback that's coming, but because of the fact that I'm not entirely satisfied with the outcome. So this emotional pain I go through, but I'm thinking if possibly logically, if I'd probably done better at the root stage,
Yeah.
where let's say for example, if instead of playing a guitar, I would have played a piano for instead,
Yes.
and then I'm hearing piano in the end when everybody's saying, "Sir, you could have put a piano instead of a guitar." Come on,
Okay.
it's so obvious they say, but
Okay.
then my instinct said guitar back then,
Okay.
and that's that kind of an emotional pain that happens to me when I'm binning it. So it's a logical approach, right? So logically, I could have taken piano, but
like I said, if you're going through the pain of binning it, one, don't bin it. Okay. Two, the most important thing here
is that an extreme thing?
What?
Me binning.
That's because you're hypercritical. You're critical.
Okay.
You're critical of yourself.
Okay.
So I think you kind of struggle with making peace with what others want and what you wanted.
Okay.
Trying to find maybe a common point between the two and
I
say,
have
hey,
to strike a balance.
you know what, it's okay. I think this time around, let's use the piano. I know my gut instinct said guitar, but I went with the piano.
Okay.
But how about just using the piano?
Okay.
Piano doesn't sound so bad. It may not be the best. Maybe the next time around we'll do the guitar. That's a balance.
That's the balance. Okay.
You don't have to go through the pain.
Okay.
You don't have to completely say, hey, you know what, you guys don't know. I'm going to use this anyway.
Right.
That's again being on one end of the pole.
Right.
And bring in both.
Okay. Got it.
Something like that. If you could use this analogy in life.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, I like I said, this is a very vast subject. So, right. So, how do you personally recharge and protect your own mental health, while helping others too? It's a question directly for you because you deal with a lot of clients, a lot of people with varied emotions, varied, traumas or whatever. I mean, challenges and stuff. How do you protect your own mental health as a doctor, maybe?
Yeah. Okay. So to answer that question, I think the more personal transformations and more personal healing that happened, it became my best, shield from what other people were going through.
Oh.
It's like, you're growing up, you're having your own transformations, and that kind of protects you from someone else going through a problem that you've already had.
Oh.
And we have already solved it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So you sit across and then you give them a very convincing guidance because you've already done the work.
Oh, okay.
One. Two, there is something that we learn as doctors and as psychiatrists and even as therapists that it's very important to stay in a very detached stance and never get attached to what the client is going through. And I think also reading books on spirituality and knowing that, knowing the root of pain, it actually helps you to detach when somebody is going through pain. So you see someone in intense pain and trauma, you can compassionately work with them because it's not your trauma and your pain.
Okay.
Even if you've had in the past and you worked through it, you know the answers to it. And a part of you is already healed and transformed from that pain, using it. So you kind of work with clients in a detached manner.
Okay.
You don't let your personal journey or their intense pain come in the way of guidance.
Okay.
One. Two, yes, there are other normal outdoorsy things that I do. Like I go for long walks. I enjoy music. I sometimes, just shake the body and dance.
Right.
And I think at the end of a session, when somebody lights up and they feel there is a takeaway message for them, that pretty much gives you a sense of deep gratification. So when there is that deep gratification that I was able to kind of help this person, they are a little better when they walk out. That sometimes becomes the balm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
First, you don't let it affect you.
Okay.
Two, there's this gratification that comes from doing the good work. Kind of helps you. You remain afloat.
Okay. Short question to you. Books have played a vital role in your life, right?
Yes,
and I think a lot of people have told me this, that books have made their careers and made their lives.
Yeah.
So now, not to take away patience from you, but are books a substitute for therapists?
No. They're not substitutes. It's a combination. I think it's important people read books. In fact, they should read books. I tell my clients, I give them a list of books for them to go back and read. And it actually helps them work with the therapist better. And therapist helps you to customize to your specific problem and the issue that you're going through. And whereas the book is generic, right?
Yeah.
There are transformations and healings that happen just by reading the book. And I want that for my clients.
Right.
If somebody is able to do that work for me, I'm very happy. So I'm like, you know what? If I'm not making sense to you, maybe you should just go and read this book. It's going to make a lot of sense because it's in detail. And you will resonate with what we did in the session.
Wow. Okay. What do you envision for the future of therapy and mental health awareness in India and globally?
I'm hopeful, and I think it's going to get better, because I think there is a demand that we see. People, thronging the clinics and hospitals. Social media has played a huge role, thanks to YouTube, Instagrams, and the likes of it, where people are sharing reels, which really impact the young minds. And it's actually interesting, and it's good that we hear a lot of young people, the Gen Z people, actually, soaking in a lot of the YouTube podcasts like yourself, and so many other masters and great therapists in this field sharing their thoughts, and it can transform. So I'm really hopeful that we can use these tools in the future, and it's out there for people to access. And actually, there is a lot more awareness in people today, where they are using the word mental health. It's become a buzzword. I need to take a break. This is important for my mental health. I do yoga, or I join Sadhguru, Isha, or I'm going through this podcast because I think I need to take time for my mental health. This was lacking, I think, in the previous generations, where it was a taboo. They never considered going into counseling, because in my opinion, everybody needs counseling. Every one of us, including myself. I need to go and bounce off, certain things with my co-therapist or somebody who's a friend who's doing similar work. So we all need that, and I think it's catching on really well, and I'm really interested to see what AI can do in this field. So it's promising.
Wow. Because we had a lot of podcasts, we have a lot of technicians
it's out
coming
there,
out
and it's become a small world, right? And I can have online sessions and talk to somebody in Europe and any corner of the world.
Wow.
So they have better access today. Of course, there are pros and cons. There's too much information which people don't know what to do with. They come half-baked.
Got it.
But you know what? There is a lot of good that's happening as well.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard that straight from Dr. Soumya. There's a lot of hope and a lot of positivity in this life. All right, ladies and gentlemen, last segment for this podcast. And it's going to be a very surprise rapid fire.
Sure.
All right.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited.
Unlike other shows where they give away hampers, I got no hampers to give away. I'm extremely sorry about it. You're not going to fight for a hamper here, but then we would want.
Maybe I'll have a cup of tea.
That's there. That's there on the cards.
Enjoy a cup of tea. Yes.
There you go. So having said tea, first question: tea, coffee, or green tea?
Tea.
Okay. Tea is a traditional tea, Indian tea.
Yes.
With milk.
Chai. Indian chai.
Masala chai.
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
That's what you will get after the podcast. All right. So morning meditation or late night journaling?
Morning meditation.
Okay. One word your clients often use to describe you?
They feel that they can trust me completely.
So trust?
Trust.
Okay.
Yeah.
If not a therapist, what would you be doing in life?
Good question. I would have probably...
Not an architect?
Not an architect.
Okay.
I would have probably been a musician.
Whoa.
An artist.
Artist.
Let me put it that way. Yeah, an artist.
You still want to feel like being an artist?
I do that as a side thing. I dabble.
Oh, you dabble. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. One book that changed your perspective on life?
Ooh, many books. There isn't any
Name
personal...
one. Name one. Top on your list.
Oh, okay. Yes. The New Earth by Eckhart Tolle.
Oh, okay.
And I highly recommend that book.
You recommend that. All right. Laughter therapy or music therapy, your pick?
Both.
Pick. I know I'm not. Look, it's a rapid fire. I have to leave you under the music. Okay.
Yes.
What was your childhood dream job? Like, wow, I want.
Oh, you will be shocked to know this. I wanted to be a very good homemaker.
What?
I even took up home science after my PUC. I wanted to be a very good homemaker. Wow. Cooking, doing embroidery, taking care of the children, the household, decorating. Seriously.
Wow. Okay.
I even told my mom and dad, I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm going to join home science. If not anything that you guys want me to do, at least I'll be a very good homemaker.
There's one more thing which I love in this definition. It's home science, right?
Home science.
I want to tell people,
it's
all the ladies who are at home.
Job.
Yes, I want to tell people that it is home science.
You got to be proud
it's not
of
just
it.
staying at home and washing vessels, right? That's what a lot of
you got to be good at the job of washing vessels.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, that's for them.
Why not?
That's for people who undermine.
I want all those housewives to be very proud.
Exactly.
They're doing a fantastic job.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You go to Stress Buster.
Go to Stress Buster. Dance.
Yeah.
I just like to shake my body and
De-stress.
just dance on my own when there's nobody watching.
Achha, okay, got it. Favorite mantra or quote you live by?
Oh my God. Oh dear.
I love putting my guests on the
Say that
spot.
again?
Yeah. Favorite quote or mantra that you live by?
Life is as good as your perception.
Oh, interesting. All
Yeah.
right. If therapy was a color, what color would it be?
Orange.
Why?
I don't know, it just came to my mind. Orange. Orange is emotions. So it's also the second chakra color. So emotions. Orange.
Okay, that's my favorite fruit as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, I thought of the color and the second chakra.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. A place that instantly calms your mind.
Mountains.
Okay.
Nature.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay. So, yoga mat or walking shoes? What would you prefer?
Walks.
Okay. Walks with shoes on.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
One guilty pleasure food that you just can't resist.
Oh, ice creams.
Any particular flavor?
Chocolate and vanilla. Yeah.
Pure sin. All right.
Yeah.
If you could time travel, is it going to be to the past or to the future?
Definitely the past.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Definitely the past.
I get it.
Yeah.
A lot of people have
There is a
told.
particular past life I definitely want to go.
back. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. The most surprising thing a client has taught you.
I think their experiences have humbled me time and again.
Okay.
It's humility at the end of every session. Humility.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If stress was a character in a movie, what would it be like? No. Whoever thought of these questions? Where's my team?
So
Okay.
you want me to name a character who's
Yeah.
kind of close to stress?
Yeah. It could be Tom and Jerry. It could be whatever. I mean, I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah,
What
yeah.
I'm just
Yeah. I mean, Tom would be angry.
Yeah.
And Jerry would be smart.
yeah.
Stress. Oh, I don't know. It's not coming.
Okay.
It's not.
No
Not
problem.
something that I can think of
Think
right
of
now.
okay.
Yeah.
One habit you recommend everyone should start today, right away.
Pause and take deep exhales and check in with your body. Come back
Okay.
to your body and check in. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I just did.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Counseling session indoors or therapy walk outdoors?
Indoor
Indoor?
sessions. Yeah.
Now, if I bring in mountains, will it change your perspective?
Perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably then we would be in silence more and no therapy. We would just enjoy the silence.
You would
and the
enjoy more.
mountains.
Okay,
Yeah.
in the mountains.
Yeah.
Okay, favorite relaxation music. Is it classical, instrumental, or something got to do with nature?
I would say instrumental.
Instrumental?
Yeah, instrumental music really calms me. Yeah,
Okay.
relaxes me.
All right, last question. Finally, what's the first word that comes to your mind when you hear healing?
Bliss. Aha moment.
It happens every time?
It does. Internally, yes, you're like, aha, wow.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, that was your rapid
Yeah.
fire, Dr. Soumya. You did extremely well, I must say, because I
So,
still added some sort of
yeah.
incentives for you, walking shoes and mountains and stuff. But still, yeah, I mean, we got to know a lot about.
Yeah, but I didn't answer the stress one, so I can't think of anyone. So,
You still have
yeah.
time now. One quick thing, you want to go? What character?
Stress.
Munna by MBBS, maybe? I don't know. No, he doesn't de-stress you?
No.
Okay, no offense to Munna by MBBS. Okay, anyway, Chase. All right,
Okay.
so that's the end of this podcast. And, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you
know,
for having
I
me.
really
This
love
was
this
a delight.
conversation.
Yeah,
and,
this was delightful.
you did give us a lot of insight into your
Right.
personal work and professional insights as well for a lot of people who are
Yeah.
not just wanting to be therapists, but therapists also, but, the other side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
So, really appreciate you taking out the time here.
Thank you. Thank you
you
for
know.
having me, and this has been delightful.
All right.
I really enjoyed it.
All right. So thank you for tuning in. This is your host, Niikhhil Kumaar, with you today. And until next time, take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself, first of all. And I think compassion, follow self-compassion, guys. It helps. All right. So having said that, this is the end of the episode. Thank you so much once again,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Soumya.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.